Hey, it's Rachel, and I am a guilt-free, positive parenting specialist bringing relief to helpless, overwhelmed parents who want to raise responsible, confident children without adding more guilt or stress to your lives. Today I'm going to talk about what to do when your kid always blames others instead of taking responsibility for their own behavior. So let's say your son walks over and breaks his sister's Lego castle. His sister starts crying and you ask him why he did that. And he responds, well, she shouldn't have left it there. Or this would apply to an older child taking something from his sibling's room without asking, and when you ask him about it, he says, well, she shouldn't have left her door open. When your child doesn't take responsibility for his actions, you're likely to be livid and will probably say something like, I can't believe you're blaming your sister for something you did. You need to admit what you did. Of course you would, as would any parent, because we want to teach kids to take responsibility for their actions because we know what happens when they don't. But insisting that a child admit what he's done wrong won't actually motivate him to take responsibility. Because reminding our kids that it's important to accept responsibility doesn't deal with the fact that there are reasons they refuse to do so. One common reason that kids blame others is because they already have too many bad feelings, what I call yuck, inside, and they refuse to take on any more, which is a very normal human reaction. Until they learn how to deal with their yuck, they're going to continue to try to pawn it off on whoever's around them. In fact, this is similar to something that adults do as well. Have you ever had a bad day and taken it out on your kids or your spouse? Sometimes we're just in a bad place and we just spew out our negativity on whoever is around. And at the same time, children need to learn to take responsibility, right? So the solution is to make deposits by recognizing your child's perspective and teaching them how to do something different. So here are the tips for depositing into your child's accounts and toolboxes. Tip number 1, which is the depositing in the moment tip. When you want your child to take responsibility for their actions, acknowledge that they pointed their finger at someone else for a reason and teach them what to do instead. So this might sound something like, hey Charlie, did it make you feel good to knock that tower down? Are you upset about something that may have made you want to do that? And then saying, it's okay to be upset. Can you talk to me about it instead of knocking something down? You're giving him the option to do something different other than take it out on his sister's toys. Now, it's likely that your child isn't going to say, yes, I did something wrong in the moment, but it's also likely that he will come talk to you because you spoke to him respectfully and that he'll know what to do the next time he's upset instead of doing something to his sister or to anybody else. Now, tip number 2 is the depositing proactively tip. Model taking responsibility, but include how uncomfortable it feels. For better or worse, kids use us as a model for how to act, and many of us adults do take responsibility for our actions. But what we forget to model is that taking responsibility can be very uncomfortable, especially at first, and we can do it anyway. So you could say something like, oh darn, I just broke that lamp. I wish I hadn't done that, and I really wish no one had seen me do that because it was embarrassing. But I did break it, and as hard as it is to admit it, I'm going to admit it anyway. Especially when they first start taking responsibility, their behavior will be new and uncomfortable for them. After all, who likes to admit they're wrong? But when you show them that they can do something uncomfortable, you're telling them how to talk themselves through it when they have to face something that they don't want to do. So I hope these 2 tips give you an idea of how to handle it when your child just won't take responsibility. If you want more information on how to use deposits to motivate your kids to listen to you, ask me about the Parenting by Deposit program where I teach you how to raise kids who feel good about themselves and make healthy choices, even if you're not a perfect parent and never will be. See you next time.